Alright, in this video we're going to go into how I do 10k in a single day, and I'm going to be explaining to you guys how you can do it and how others have been able to do similar results like this by just starting out and following a simple framework which I'm going to show you. So the first thing that we need to do is that we're going to be looking for a product, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to find that product, why we choose certain products, how we go about finding products. Then what we're going to be looking at is creatives. Let me just put an S behind it because it's not just a creative, it's multiple creatives. How are we going to create them? How are we going to find videos to make videos for our videos? So basically content for our creators. And then basically, which I will go into in other videos also, but in this video what I'm going to go into is basically just bundles. And the reason why I'm going to go into this is because of a case study that I've done or that I've had recently with one of my students. Now, first of all, I'm just going to dive straight into the product part on how I do it, how I find products. So let's just dive straight into PP ads. The first and best thing you can do is PP ads. Now, everyone is on Calodata, everyone is on all the other platforms like Mynea, this and that. But PP ads is just being talked about less and less and less, but it's still as good as it was before. So the first thing you want to do, you want to come over here to products, add product. You're going to select the United States, Canada, United Kingdom. Reason being, top 3 countries. You can also, let me just throw that in there. Let me actually throw Australia in there because Australia is also a very good country. You just select that. Impressions, I'm going to put on this one on high impressions. Start date, I'm going to put last 7 days. End date, I'm going to put 24 hours, not last 7 days. Reason being, when we put our start date at last 7 days, it means it recently started. You can even do it less. You can like select the last 2 or 3 days. And then if you do this, which is June basically, and then the end date, if you do the last 24 hours, it means it's still running. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna leave it as it is, and the first thing we're gonna do is just literally scroll a little bit, because after you scroll for some time, you're going to see a lot of these products pop up that are going to be like fashion, or that are going to be products like this that you can actually kind of use. This, for example, would be dropshippable. You can find someone to do that. Same thing with this. Here you see X Bonbon, whatever, 900,000 impressions in very short amount of time. That's what we're looking for. Now, when we're looking for products, there are a couple things we're looking for. One, the product we're looking for has to be in some shape or form unique, preferably. Now, if it isn't, it isn't. It is what it is, right? And what I mean with unique is, for example, this is already unique, right? Reason being, it's a camo logo. You don't see that often. All the time you see just like this, like black, white, just like normal logos. This is a camo logo. Now I'm just opening this up too. Reason being, I'll show you guys. Number one, we're looking for something that is unique, like I said. Number two, what we're looking for is how recent it is. So it's June 1st right now. This has been running 2 to 3 days, and within 2 to 3 days, they've got 800,000 impressions. That is a lot of impressions, which is also number three. What we're looking for is the impressions, how viral or how hard they have scaled this product. Now, we can see, for example, these people have skilled the fuck out of this product, right? So this product is, in my book, in my factors, is a good slash decent product. That's what I'm looking for. Now we can look for one more. I'm gonna look for one more, and I'm gonna go into this product that I just opened up. For example, here, literally the same thing. And this is the most beautiful thing about it. When you see something like this, and when you see another product that has similar attributes, let's say, which is basically the camo stuff, you can already kind of see like a trend going on, which is like, okay, people are kind of into the camo stuff. Let me find the third product, because why the fuck not? We're already searching anyways. So when we scroll down, this, I would not really go for that because it's going to be hard to source, because you're not going to be able to find exactly the same bracelet, because it's usually custom made, those type of things that you have like so much on your hand. But if we scroll down, maybe we'll find a couple other ones. This, for example, this is also perfect. For example, this is even better. Maybe now it's been running quite some time, but what this is basically a what is this called? Embroidery on jeans. Like I said, it's unique, it's quite recent, and it's viral as shit, or it's basically scaled very hard. That is the reason. Now, same thing with this. It's unique, very unique camo. You don't see that often. It's very recent. It is still running, and it's also quite scaled to the moon by the competitor. Same thing with this. This has been live 2 days. Unique. It's been very, very, very fucking recent, and then it's also being scaled by the competitor. So I'm just going to just go to this product. Now, when we go down here to the ads, what we usually want to do is sort by, and then sort by impression. Reason being, this way you will find the best ad. When you run on TikTok, when you run on Facebook, doesn't matter which platform, you will always have one ad that is probably going to outperform the rest. As you see here, this one has 475,000. These have all a little bit less. Now, when we go over here, we can just see the creative. Once you sag, you never go back. So it's basically, yeah, as you see here, it's like a thing where it's like saggy, and then see how unique it is. It's actually incredibly unique. Now this would be a fucking banger in America, bro. Americans would buy the fuck out of this, bro. I'm telling you, everyone would in America. This would make you probably a couple hundred thousands at least minimum. Now this product, you can just take the product, import it to your store. Now the ads, I would try to be a bit more unique, but once again, this ad is basically also textbook. Once you sag, you never go back. There's nothing you can literally improve on this. What I would maybe improve on this is add a different hook on it, different text on it. So what I would put instead of once you sag, you never go back, is I would come over here. The room is. I would basically put here, you bought the saggy, what is this called? You got the I don't know what is this name? Whatever. You got the camo hoodie and you got the saggy pants or saggy joggers for free. That's what I would go for. Why? Because when people see the word free, in their mind is like, oh shit, that comes for free. Even though it doesn't, it kind of comes for free, right? So the whole idea is you sell the set, right? They sell it for $30, let's say. We also sell it for $30. But in our videos, we say the hoodie is $30 and then the pants, they just come for free. Now, is it really? It's kind of, it isn't, but you can kind of frame it that way. It doesn't really matter because you're just sending the same set for the same amount of price, except you're just making the offer sound a bit better where you say it's for free, right? So that's that. Now skip this one. Same with this. What I would do with this one also, just come here, sort by impressions, because one of these ads has to have millions, bro. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Now this is really good ads too. Like the embroidery is there. Ads just quick, just shots of the product. Here also with all the sakura blossoms, like real life. That's it. That's all it takes. Like you don't have to have a crazy hook on it. Now you could, once again, you could do something like that. What I would do, for example, on these, they're selling for $19. I would just mention $19 because why not? It's cheap as shit. People don't expect this to be $19, right? Look at it. I would not expect that to be $19. So you just put that on your ad and you can use it. So that is part one. And that is also exactly what we did with Caddy. So Caddy literally, and I seriously mean this, started 24th. So basically 6-7 days ago, literally 1 week ago, he put his first ad live, right? His first launch, that was. And as you see on the chart also, May 23rd, May 24th was also his first day running. Then we were running, we had to stop a little bit because we didn't have our supplier sets yet. And now he's running 1K days. And within the week that he started with the coaching, he's one of my coaching students. Within the moment he started, he already made money the first day he was live. Now, he's making 1K days, and then he has made 3.5K pounds in total, which is like 4 to 5K in US dollars. So he also launched his first product. The way he found his first product was exactly like this. That's all it takes. Now, you could just basically run this up. I just fucking explained the whole product to you in the video. But you can just take this product, run it up, and you could basically see similar to the same results as Caddy. Now, what we're going to go into is a little bit of the ads. So how I did the 10K on the ads here is very simple. Let me just select the right day. All right, so we have the right day right now. So what I'm going to show you guys here is it's incredibly simple to scale on TikTok ads. And the reason why it's so easy to scale on TikTok ads is because of literally it being TikTok. Now with Facebook, it's a bit harder. It's a bit different also. With Facebook, you're gonna wanna have a little bit of a different strategy when scaling. With TikTok, when you have a good product, when you have good videos, which I will go into later in this video, when you have good video creators, right, good video ads, and you have the knowledge of scaling, which is surf scaling, you can easily go to 10-20K there. And people say it's not consistent. It's all bullshit, right? I do it consistently. And so, for example, what you see here, the best campaigns, especially, that's what we're looking for. So the best campaigns, especially, that's what we're looking for. Here you see 700 spent on one single campaign, right? And the most important part is now our payment completion ROAS here. This is basically how much ROAS we have on this one campaign. and this is our cost per conversion. Now, the whole idea here is knowing your break even points. I talk about this all the time, but you have to know your break even points. Let me do a quick mathematics here for you. So, break even points is this. So, break even is when you don't make any sale. I'll just name it break even. And when you don't make any sales, or when you don't make any profit, or when you don't make any losses. Now, I'm going to put break even ROAS. Excuse my handwriting, I'm not the best. Let's say your break even ROAS, which ours was at around 1.7, right? Let's say your break even ROAS is around 1.7. Anything and everything above 1.7, you are making profit. Anything below 1.7, you're making loss. If you're at 1.7 the whole time, you are once again on break even. Break even means no profit, no loss. Now, when we go back to our TikTok here, you see we're literally having almost, if not double, our break even ROAS here all the time, right? On the best performing campaigns, and you see also our cost per conversion is super low. But the most important part is here on the break even, or on the ROAS part. If you have 3 to 4 ROAS, or let's say the average of these whole campaigns is 2.5, if you have that much higher ROAS, so basically almost zero point 0.7 higher ROAS than what your ROAS is supposed to be, or your ROAS is supposed to be if you don't want to make any profit or any loss, right? Which is break even. You are all the time in profit, which means if you get a couple sales on a campaign, let's say we got 3, 4, 5 sales on the first day, which Kadi also had, right? So you tested for the first day, you put a couple sales on it, you scale that ad set, or you scale that campaign basically. And the way we do it is just come over here, budget, edit budget, put it to 151, 101. Now, when you get a couple more sales, you can put it higher. When you get a couple more sales, you scale it even higher. Now, how we go about this is this campaign here, we scaled it so high that the budget was at 2,000 or 3,000 a day. Now, the whole idea is also this. Once it gets to the later part of the day, we just calm it down a little bit. Otherwise, it's going to spend through the night. It's going to spend crazy. We don't want that. So, you see here, a 700 spent on one single campaign. The reason why that is possible is because we put the budget up so high. And to put the budget up so high, you need to know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, you literally cannot put it that high. Unless it's like some luck or something. Otherwise, it's very hard to do it, right? Even if you know your numbers, still, usually what's going to happen is some orders are, for example, not going to get tracked, right? It says 233 here. I'm sure if I go to the Shopify, I'll find some different order number, right? So different conversions. So you have to kind of be able to like expect which campaign it kind of could come from, and then scale it in regards to that. Of course, it's never going to be 100% tracked, but it's going to be tracked like 90 to 95% with the tracking methods we use. Besides that, you see here the same campaign or another campaign, we scale it the same way, right? We don't change how we scale. It's just a different campaign. We just scale it exactly the same way. So that is literally how we got to the 10K day with just the only TikTok ads. And it's looking at your ROAS. So I'll just go back and I'll just do the maths here. If your ROAS is just literally, how do I put this? Like this? I believe, yeah, okay. Damn. If your ROAS is higher than 1.7, means scale, right? Scale. If your ROAS is literally lower, so 1.7 is bigger, don't scale. don't, exclamation mark. Don't scale, right? So it's exactly the same thing we did with Caddy. So what you see here, this is not one of his first days. I believe this was a couple days later. But what you see here is he has one campaign, right? Here he has 3 campaigns running, but he has one campaign here at 851 budget, and it only has spent 130. Now you might be like, what the fuck? How is that possible? Now, the reason why it spent only 130, it's trying to catch up to that 851, but it doesn't mean it's gonna spend all of it, right? This basically also set it down here below, daily campaign budget. So this means if you put 851 at 12 a.m., it's gonna spend through the whole day 851 euros, dollars, GBP in his case, right? But if you downscale it afterwards, basically, it's not going to do that much. And you see here, this is the craziest part with him. He had an £8 cost per conversion. I even have higher cost per conversion than that, which is really good for him. CTR is there, of course. CPM is very low. His what is this called? ROAS is 3.5. Now the other campaigns were not performing too well, which was very weird on that day. As you see, I will show you here also. He had one dip here. I believe it was either this, where he I believe it was this one, or where we went back up again. But all of a sudden, like, one of the campaigns weren't performing so well, so I was like, okay, just leave it on. We're going to see how it's going to perform. From there on, we'll go about it. But the same way he found a product from PP ads, he put it online with his ads, and then he went into just literally scaling it up. And that is all it takes. Now, of course, what else do we need besides the product? We need some creatives and we need some bundles. So I'm gonna go into the creative part right now. So how do we even make good TikTok ads that we can actually advertise? Let's go jump into it. So first thing you want to do, open up CapCut, click on create project. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to come here over to, let's say to the Sakura jeans. Let's say not the Sakura jeans. Let me just try to find some better videos of these guys. Let's say to these ones. Now, in
the rumors spread like Flora. She don't want Pandora.
Alright, so I just downloaded this one quickly. Alright, so I just basically imported this video here quickly. Now, what this is basically, this is the, what is this called? The product that we just looked at a second ago, which is the leopard skin, whatever, right? I don't know, what is this called? Leopard set, whatever. Now, you see here, for example, I would cut, for example, how I would come here into the creators, and what I would do, they already have this part. Now, what we can do, just like these guys have done it here, you see like this text over, right? We can do that. Now, do we really want to? Do we really have to? Are we going to do that? That's a different part. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go scroll through the video. I see, for example, here, there's no text on it. Now, there's ways of finding this creative without this text on the front, right? I'm not going to go into that right now. Got to keep some exclusivity. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to delete this first part where it's like, once you sag, you never go back. And then what I'm going to do is, first of all, before anything, extract the audio. Then I'm going to come over here and cut that part. Which frame is it? Here. Go frame by frame. Just delete this part. Oh, my bad. Just delete this one. Fucking hell. Just come here, move the audio, and then come here, and then just yank this in the back.
The rumors spread like Flora. She don't want Pandora. All friends turn crackhead like Lara.
Alright, so we can just cut it at the end. Now, the reason why is
the rumors
this part here is really hard to use, right? Otherwise, like I said, we have to go ahead and do the background thing here, like this text, but it doesn't look as clean, right? So what I'm going to do is here, I would, for example, come to the text. I'll just yank a text in there. For example, I'll just make the text as long as the video, of course. And or you can also just leave it like they did, like here. Or is it here? This is the last frame. So you just just come here and then you cut it before it switches over to the rest. So what I would do is here, I would come to the text. I would type in, for example, let's say where we would sell this to. We would sell it to America. Kind of try to understand your customer persona. That's what I'm trying to do right now. But what I would do, for example, is you got the what is this called? Leopard hoodie, and they sent you, what is this called? Saggy. What was this called again? Saggy. What is this called? Sag double waist shorts. Yeah, I'm not gonna name it double waist. Yeah, wait. Double waist shorts for free. Now what I'm gonna do then is just make the text smaller to like 8. I'll just click classic, doesn't really matter. I'll just make it maybe like 7 or this. Now when we come down, no crazy editing, just they pick it that one, that's it. And just to check it here, I would kind of check. Maybe I would just put it a bit lower as the fucking pants is covering it. Now I believe there's a bit too long of a text. So what I would do is something along the lines of these double-waisted leopard, not these because it's a set, this double-waisted leopard set, and then this, or I would, for example, name the price. What is their price? $29, right? So $29, which is also cheap. This double-waisted leopard set for $29, or you can just literally just delete it for, because usually people don't even give that much of a shit about it, and then just leave it here. Now let's see. It's
the rumors spread like Flora.
Just so you guys know, also this is a simple one. I'm not doing any crazy editing, but something like this could genuinely already work.
The rumors spread like Flora. She don't want Pandora. All friends turn crackhead like Lara.
Now, of course, in my opinion, I would change up the text a little bit differently, and I would also probably change the video a little bit more to make it longer because it's 6 seconds. I would much rather have it like 9 seconds. So
The
what
room
they
is
have here, or you can also just change it up. What I also do sometimes. So for example, this, right? And then what you can do is you just move it this way, take this here, and then this, and then for example, like this. And then what you can do is once you sag, you never go back. Literally what they have. But now what you're doing is just changing the once you sag, you like this. Perfect. So what we're doing right now is literally the same video these guys
the
have,
room is
right?
spread.
This same, except we're changing up the whole video as in reverse.
The room is spread like Flora. She don't want Pandora. All
See?
friends turn crackhead like.
It's a bit of a different vibe. So either two of those you can use. Now, that I'm not saying that is all you need to do, but that is already enough for, TikTok ads. That could already get you going good. Now, I'm not going to go fully into that because this is not a creative making video. This is not a video where I'm going to be explaining videos or how to find the videos, how to edit them the best, how to change up the pacing of the video. I'm not going into any of that right now because it's not what this video is about. This video is about the 10K day, plus how my boy Caddy also did it. Now, the last part, which I want to go into, if I go to Shopify right now, is the order value. So, very, very importantly, what we have here is the order value. Now, our product, the product that I'm using here is not 48 euros. So it's not $50 basically. The product itself is around 30 euros or 35 euros, 32, 33 euros, right? That's what it comes down to. So basically it costs 30 to $33, but you see our average order value is literally almost half that. It's at $50 almost, right? How do we do that? And it's very simple. How we do it is just by changing our bundles. So I'm going to go into how we do it. So here we also have Caddy doing the exact same thing because we apply it to everyone. At the 26th, he was doing right here around like 400, 500 because we were trying to fix supplier at the same time. So what we had is basically type to me bundles doing the thing, bless you bro, and then you can see here the bundle is doing literally their thing, and you see also some orders are getting more sales like with multiple products, etc., which all comes down to just bundles. And it is very important, so we need to go into that a little bit. So the reason why we need to go into bundles, I'll just put an exclamation mark here, is because bundles can improve your AO. That's the weirdest A I've put in my life. But they can improve your AOV. Now, what is AOV? Is average order value. I'm not going to type that out. That's too long. I'll just type it with text. I better. Average order value. Let me make this bigger. Pow, 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 pow. There you go. Average order value. So every single person, if every single person orders a product from you for, let's say, $30, and no one orders two of them or anything, your average order value is $30. If someone orders for $30 and another person orders for, let's say, $60, your total sales is 90 divided by 2 because you have two orders is going to be 45. Now, some of you don't know this, most of you do, but just in case, that's that. So let me just erase this shit. There's no point in this. Bro, why am I doing this math stuff? Okay, some of you guys don't know this. Let me just keep it there. Anyways, your average order value, our average order value would have been 30 if we had no bundles. So what do we do with the bundles to make it attractive to the customer? So I'm not going to go into the bundles app. I'm just going to give you guys the breakdown of it, which will probably make more sense. So the first thing we have, or the first thing you want to have, is you want to have just the buy one regular, right? You can have different offers. So what you can do, for example, is your only offer, so no other offer on your website is just buy one plus one. Then instead of pricing it at 30, you can literally just price it at 60 or something, or like 50, right? This way, there is no other option. This way, they have to go for this or not at all. So they don't even have to make a decision. They have to go for this or not at all, right? This is one way of doing it. Now, I personally don't like doing it this way. What I like to do is when I do that, I like to put the contrast in there. So I basically do buy one as the first bundle, and then I do buy one plus buy one, right? And then you're like, what the fuck? It's like you buy one, you can buy one, and then you can have another one where you just get one free. Everyone is going to choose this one. Exactly. That's the whole point. So this one would be priced at, let's say, our product, we would sell it for 30. I would price it at 40, right? For example, and then I would price it at 45. So in theory, one costs 40, and to buy one more, to get basically one more of the same exact product, you only pay $5 more. That's it. Now, a lot of people think to themselves, "Holy shit! You get so much more worth for your dollar on the buy one buy plus one, buy one get one free instead of the buy one." So they're gonna go for the buy one, which is the whole idea, because your first buy one is not even $40. That's basically like how can I say? It's basically like a fluke, right? You just throw it in there because literally no one is going to take the buy one. Everyone is going to go for the buy two. But that's the idea. You want them to go for the buy two because instead of selling the product for 30, right? You're going to be selling it for 45. So your average order value increases. Now, how does this work? I'm going to explain that right now. So I'll go into the other bundles in a bit. But how it works is this way. So, for example, you have your supplier. Your supplier gives you for the $30 product a cost of $10, let's say, okay? Just keep the numbers easy. So your cost per product on $30 is $10. Now, when you buy two of them, it should be $20, right? It should be $20. Usually what your customer supplier does, if you have a good private agent. If you don't, just DM me on Instagram or DM me on, or put in the YouTube comments down below here, like, yo, I need a supplier, give me a private supplier, blah blah blah. I'll just send it through to you. But usually, if you have a good private supplier, instead of it being 20, what they're going to do is they're just going to lower it to 17, or they're just going to lower it to 18. Now, this way, when you sell two of these, you make way more profit this way, right? Let's say you would be selling it to, how would I put this? I'll just do the quick math. So this is for two, this is for one, right? So for example, we have $30 minus 10 here, right? Which is your profit is $20, which is also at the same time your break even CPA. I'm not going to go into that now. Now, then let's say you have 45 here, right? 45. And then you have minus, let's say 18. I'll take the higher number. So that is going to be your profit going to be $27. You see here, literally just by selling one more piece, you are making $7 more profit every single sale on this one. Now, that is only if you do, of course, sell the second bundle, which, you're aiming to do. Now, besides that, the most important thing, what we see here, for example, I'll show you with Caddy, is his first literally follows the exact same thing I showed you. His first product costs $30, right? Or £30. And then the second one costs $49.95. Now, or $48.95 or $49.95. It's exactly the same. You add £20 on top, but because your cost for the second one is cheaper, you are making more profit. And the best part about it is this: it's both a win-win. Now, the reason why I say this is it's a win for your customer and it's a win for you. Reason being, customer pays less for the second product, because if it was $30 times two, right, if they wanted two of them, that would be $60, which is a whole lot higher than 45. And for you, you're also winning because you're making more profit on the second part. This is the reason why you want to bundle. You always bundle. Doesn't matter if it's a product test, you always fucking bundle. Doesn't matter how, you always bundle, right? So another bundle besides the buy one, 1+1, what you can do is just buy one, right? This is if you want to be a little bit more, let's say, I don't want to say, how can I put it? Like, this is more if you want to just don't have like too big of a discount. You want to kind of keep your brand ish. You want to kind of keep it a little bit cleaner. That you just buy two, buy three. Now you do give discounts on this. So for example, this would be $30, right? Just write down $30. This one would be 49, right? Now it's basically not buy two, right? Otherwise it would be 60, but you're giving a $10 discount. Now on this one you would put like, I don't fucking know, 79 or something, right? All this is just going to make it look a bit nicer, and is going to be for the customer a little bit cheaper, and for you, you're going to make more profit if anyone goes for buy two or buy three. Another one I would go for, which is also one I go for often, is buy one, right? So the first one is buy one, which is going to be for, let's say, 30, and then the whole thing is with the second one, I would put buy one, and then you get one plus 50% off. So the second order is going to be 50% off. Now, this is going to be exactly the same fucking price. It just sounds different. Now, the second one is going to be buy two plus one. So you basically buy one, you get one free. That is basically how you put it. And then this Not gonna change anything on the fucking price either, right? All the same fucking pricing. The pricing doesn't change. Only the bundle's name changed. Now, the whole idea how we go about it is, it's your store. It's your product. You can literally tell the customer, oh, but I didn't know if it was buy one five buy two get one free. It doesn't make any sense. You can literally tell them, our prices for buying two of them individually is $80, and if you buy two of them, we give you one free for nothing. Free. It's free. That's it. Just flip around. Doesn't matter what the fuck you're saying to them. If you just make it sound nicer. So that is basically the whole bundle thing, and you have to implement this. You seriously have to implement this. Brand, no brand, dropship, fucking no ship, whatever. Just implement this. Don't do no ship though. But you have to implement this so your AOV is gonna go higher. Reason being, if we were operating on fucking, what is this called? Literally, bro, if you were operating on $30 AOV, our ads would not have made it. So let me just go back to the ads once again. We have literally a $20 cost per conversion. We have $10 to play with, right? Every single, with our cost of goods, if it was $30, of course. Now our cost of goods is, of course, not too high, very low, but our AOV is $50, right? So we can handle it. So for example, if our AOV would have been $30, our cost per conversion is 20, we have $10 for our cost of goods, which we're not gonna make because our cost of goods are more expensive, so we're making loss all the time. So we have to put the AOV up, which is exactly what we did. So once again, that is basically how I did 10K in one single day and do it multiple times continuously, consistently, and how Caddy literally went to 3.4k pounds by starting in his first week. He literally started, and I'm telling you guys this, he literally started last week. And that's it. In his first week, he's already doing 3.4k revenue in pounds with the coaching. That is how easy it is. If you know what you're doing, if you know the blueprint, if you know the framework that you can apply to yourself, and it's going to work, right? So if you guys are also interested in the coaching, if you guys are also thinking of leveling up, making that 100k inside of the 4 months that the coaching is going to be in, just text me something on Instagram down below or fill out the form in the description below, and I'll take some contact with you. And yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment if any questions, or supplier, like I said once again. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video.